I spent a summer training my pet tarantula to kick a small ball across its containment.
Welcome to Repertory Company Theater's RCT360. This is episode number 46. I'm Deidre Sherm.
I'm Laura Alley.
And I'm Rachel Ratcliffe.
And I don't know if you can hear mowers and noise in the background, ladies. Sorry about that, but hey, we like to record live, don't we? Well, I want you to know that this week's theme of the show, well, we had 2 weeks ago, Act 1, then Act 2. This week it's intermission. Now, intermission is a small interval of time that's usually between 10 and 15 minutes between the acts of a play or a performance. And usually it's a time when we get some snacks. Lady, do you have your snacks with you?
I do. I have my
I do.
Bottle caps, which I love.
No, I'm just going, I had to go salty. I'm straight up Dorito today.
Oh, yes. Well, I'll tell you what, there's nothing like a good RCT Mr. Mike's popcorn. It's my kid's favorite, so if you were ever there. So anyway, we're so glad to be here. Laura, what do you got for us?
At RCT, we like to use our intermission for a variety of things. Obviously, the concession bar is open and it supplies snacks and beverages for our audiences. And then we also have some lobby displays to showcase upcoming shows, fundraisers, sometimes features local artists, visual arts on display. And all those things are very important for backstage. And backstage, the actors are very quickly doing costume changes and getting organized for Act 2, because there's a lot going on backstage. Rachel.
Indeed, and the folks in charge of intermission are called the front end. So we got all that stuff happening back, but we depend on the front end for intermission. That's folks like box office, ushers, concession workers, our volunteers. Some of the most creative projects at RCT occur at intermission.
That's right.
I continue to talk here.
Oh, good. Let me get some popcorn so I can just
get some popcorn.
Go ahead.
And speaking of front end, we would like to welcome our new concession bar sponsor. Hooray! The Wine Authority, located at 508 Lookout Drive in Richardson. The Wine Authority is owned by local residents. We love them, Kyle and Jazz Kepner. It is a concierge wine store and tasting room that is in the heart of Richardson. Please go and support them. They are wonderful supporters of us. And it's a concierge wine store. It's pretty much amazing. So you can check them out at thewineauthorityonline.com.
Not just a wonderful business, but a wonderful family with wonderful kids. I love that they are our new concession sponsors and that we get to have them be a part of the RCT family. So thanks for that. Hey, ladies, we got a lot coming up today. We have got Garrett Holton in the Spotlight interview, who is going to be playing the legendary King Arthur in June's Camelot. And then for Little White Lies, I can't wait to see who wins that one this week. We've got Heath Brumley, who is playing in Spamalot. So you'll get to meet one of our new RCT rep members. And I mean, such good stuff coming up. But before we get to that, we got something good each week that shows up with Rachel. Rachel, you ready for Quarantine Confessionals? Take it away.
Thank you, Deidre, and welcome to another wonderful installment of Quarantine Confessions. Come closer, but not too close. All right, friends. So we've been talking about acts. Last segment, we talked about Act 2 and Act 1 of life, and maybe even extending into 4 and 5 acts at a time. But let's all be really honest. don't we all kind of need an intermission sometimes? I mean, every single wonderful, glorious act of life is like a Shakespearean play all within itself, with so many characters and plot twists and things happening. It's exhausting. And so I'm here to tell you, I favor just trying to have a little bit of an intermission every so often. Now, I'm not talking about like a crazy, like leave your kids and like go all Thelma and Louise on people kind of intermission. No. I want for my life intermission the exact same thing that I want when I go see a wonderful play. I want time to get a snack. I want to go to the bathroom, and then I want to chat up with my friends what I liked about the last act and who was kind of singing flat. That's all. So friends, neighbors, let's all acknowledge that maybe a sabbatical could be in order, even if it's just a little one, to go and get a nice snack in the kitchen. And if you need me, I'll be literally and figuratively waiting for you at the ladies' room. And that, my friends, is my quarantine confession.
Thank you so much, Rachel, and I will meet you at the ladies' room anytime you want. Is now okay? What about right now? Well, let's take a turn and head right over to Lara and In the Spotlight. One of my favorite people's there. Take it away, Lara.
Today's In the Spotlight interview is an RCT stage staple. Please welcome to our webcast, Garrett Holton. Hi, Garrett.
Hello. How are you?
Thank you. Good. Thank you for being with us today.
I'm happy to be here.
First of all, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do?
Of course. So as you said, my name is Garrett, and I am a videographer and a video editor. So I spend most of my day, working with video when it comes to like filming and doing all of the production side of filming and like organizing shoots and organizing stuff for that for companies. And I'll also do like freelance work, and I do all the editing and everything like that. But I'm also like a cat. I really kind of can do pretty much anything tech when it comes to editing. I also edit a podcast for a company as well. So I do a bit of everything when it comes to that kind of stuff when it comes to production. So just that's what my day job is.
Nice. And I don't know if you've noticed, but there is a pandemic going on in our world right now. How has that changed your line of work as a videographer?
Yes, and that is for sure definitely changed it in multiple ways, as it's changed it for everybody, of course, when it comes to their jobs. But for me specifically, like for the main company that I work with, their policy basically is that no staff is really allowed to work with membership, anybody that's in the membership. And so that means that if I need to go out and like film somebody or go out and do that stuff, I'm not allowed to do that. So pretty much only thing I'm really being relegated to right at this current moment is doing a bunch of editing and having to edit together all these fun little, like Zoom presentations and stuff, because that's what our world is kind of evolved into at this moment. So, but I am for sure looking forward to when I can get more back out there and, getting to go and actually work with people one-on-one. I'm a people person, and I really enjoy getting to like do the creative process when I'm actually at like on locations shooting and doing all that stuff.
Cool. And you didn't mention when you were talking about yourself, but what you didn't say is that you're also an incredible actor and performer and singer. Yes, and
you've done do some of that.
Right, you've done a lot of work on the RCT stage, and upcoming this June, you are playing the iconic role of King Arthur in Camelot, the concert version. How are you preparing to play this part?
Ooh, well, this is actually a musical that is very near and dear to my heart, because actually this was I believe the second real like community theater musical I ever did. Mm-hmm. And I was actually Lancelot du Lac in that version. Yes. And I love the music. The music is just absolutely gorgeous. And when we did it, we actually had like a live orchestra playing it, and it was just so beautiful. But just in general, the music is so good. And it's really an iconic story. It really is. And even when I was studying it the first time, I went back and I watched the Richard Harris version, which is actually just conveniently on YouTube. So if anybody wants to watch it, it's just there, which you should. I highly recommend it because it's very, very good. But it's just it's a classic for a reason, and I'm really, really, really excited to revisit it and kind of get that different perspective. It's actually interesting. Another RCT favorite, Jared Duncan, he was in the show with me, and he was actually playing Arthur that time, and we got to kind of like play off that each other, and we always joked. It was like, what if like one night I went on as Arthur and you went on as Lancelot, then we just like swapped roles for one night. So now, I guess I get this opportunity, and I'm really excited. So.
And currently you are in, if we're talking about Camelot, a version of Camelot, which is Monty Python's Spamalot, which is going on right now. And you are playing multiple roles, but the very funny role of Not Dead Fred, which is awesome. How is your experience so far of doing a socially distanced version of this musical?
Well, honestly, like this, I think just being on stage, back on stage in general, is like something I've missed. I think any theater person could attest to that.
Right.
It's just such a, it's just been such a needed thing for especially art people. And so just being back and being among those people again, I think is just nice. And even if it is like in a socially distanced way, like in a safe way, like that's what I, would want. But I'm just more so, I think I'm just happy to be around people in a safe way, to put on an amazing show. So.
Yeah. To get to do what you love. So that kind of adds on to my next question is, what is your favorite thing about musical theater?
Ooh. Well, it branches from that last question. Honestly, I really do. I use musical theater it's an escape for me, and I also use it as a way to really connect with people. I am a people person, and especially when it comes to theater, I've met some amazing people through theater, and I really think that it's just a great avenue, for you to, really express yourself and not feel judged and not feel like you have to pretend to be somebody that you're not. And I think that is amazing. And I really hope that people really get to see that whenever, especially when we do Spamalot, but when anybody comes and sees any kind of theater, that, like they see a genuine performance because the people that are putting on the show are real and they feel that way. And so I think that's what I appreciate the most about it.
And I think that people think that all theater people are these loud, over the top, crazy people in real life, but most people don't know that you, as well as myself, are very shy and quiet individuals. And so theater is a really great way to kind of be able to break out of that shell and be someone else for a little while, which I appreciate, and I know you do as well.
Yeah, for sure. So
it's fun to play someone else and be in their shoes. Well, Garrett, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. I know you have to get ready. We have rehearsal this evening for Act 2. And the audiences will get to see you in Spamalot as well as in Camelot this summer. And we appreciate you spending some time and sharing a little bit about your life with us today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for being here.
I cannot wait to see Garrett in King Arthur in June at RCT. It is going to be fantastic. Well, now from one king to some guy over in Spamalot, let's meet a new RCT rep member and play a little game. Here's hoping maybe I can get a shot at winning. Rachel, take it away.
Thank you, and welcome to this week's installment of America's favorite game, Little White Lies, where Deidre and Laura and myself, to some extent, must determine whether a rep member is telling us a truth or a lie. Today, we have a very special guest. He has beautiful, glorious hair, both on his face and on his head. He's an actor. He's a singer. He is a new rep member. He is soon to be seen in the RCT production of Spamalot. Please welcome to Little White Lies, Heath Bromley. Hello, Heath.
Hi there. How are you doing today, Rachel?
Well, you know what, never never ask, Heath, and I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you. Before we started this video, we were talking a little bit about candy bars, and that were you named after the candy bar, or was the candy bar named after you? Do you know?
It's a crazy story. The moments after I popped out of the womb, they were like crowding around my mother because they're like, "Hey, we need to know what the name of the next candy bar is going to be," and she was like,
"Sure,
definitely." Doctor was overhearing that. He wrote it down on the birth certificate. It was this whole mix-up. So kind of they're the same thing, chicken and the egg type thing.
I appreciate that. Thank you for your service and being born. And might I say, you make the most delicious Dairy Queen Blizzard. I said it.
Oh yeah, haven't had it.
It's controversial. Go check it out. I think you get them comped. A lot of people go cookies and cream. I'm going to go Heath Bar all day. But you know what?
Yeah.
We could talk about sweets all day long. But how about we play this game?
Yes, let's do it. I'm excited.
All right, let's do this. I'm going to bring my fair maiden co-hosts, Laura Alley and Deidre Sherm, on. Ladies, hello. Heath, I believe you know our guest Heath.
I have, I've met them before.
Hello, Heath. What's up?
It's going great. Doing well.
Okay. All right, ladies, here's the deal, and I never explained this game well. But Heath has come with both glorious hair and 2 envelopes. One of those envelopes contains a true statement. The other one is a lie. You ladies have 3 questions each to determine whether said statement is true or a lie. Now, in order to do that, we should actually have the statement to be read. Heath, you were instructed to bring 2 envelopes. Do you have those envelopes?
Uno, dos, A, B.
A, B. They have been labeled. Deidre, you get to pick. I never remember who picked last, and you may have picked.
Deidre does, but she's good on the picking. I like her. I like her choices.
You know what? She is. Deidre,
It's gotta be like this.
You win picking, if nothing else. Please pick an envelope for us today.
Let's see. I'm feeling envelope B.
I was feeling B too.
I know what I was too. I was too.
Be.
All right. Heath, would you please read the contents of envelope B?
And the Academy Award goes to.
It's me.
Yes. I have ridden a camel across the sands of Egypt to visit an obscure set of ancient ruins.
I have read. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. You rode a camel.
A camel.
Across the sands of Egypt to visit an obscure set. So not even like an everyday set, an obscure set of ancient ruins. Okay. All right, ladies, Laura, Deidre, 3 questions each. We start with Laura. Let's do this.
All right, Heath. When were you in Egypt?
2009 over Christmas break.
Okay.
Deidre?
I will ask, what was the most difficult thing about getting onto the camel?
Oh, they're some people like to think that they're ornery beasts. They're just kind of clumsy. And so when you get on, they do this like rocking motion thing. So you have to lean really far forward and then really far back because they get up with their hind legs first. So you have to like lean back and then they kind of like pop up and you get tousled around. And it's really getting on and them standing up is the hardest.
So it's just follow up because I can do that.
Yeah.
The camel is on the ground, like
it's laying down on the ground. It's got its like front legs folded in front of it.
I've seen it. Yes.
Like this.
Yes. And then magically, you both arise once you were on the camel.
You kind of clamber up in between, not in between the humps because those are actually kind of rare. The big, but like on its back, and then it pops up with its back legs first. So then it's in that like downward dog thing, and that will throw you right off the front of the camel.
I bet camels laugh about that all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, great question, Deidre. Really, really good. Laura, let's hear it.
I've actually seen some TikTok fails of some larger folks on camels where the camels, it didn't work out. Let's just say it didn't work out. So you can Google that if you want to giggle a little bit. Okay, why were you in Egypt?
Friends of my family, we'll call them the Davises, were expats for the longest time, lived all over the world, and they were really close friends of ours. So every time that they moved somewhere, we usually tried to bum off of them and go and stay for free in whatever obscure country they'd moved to. And they happened to have just moved to Egypt, and it was actually at Cairo, and it was actually at a really strange time where like the regime had like fallen and stuff, but there wasn't a lot of riots and stuff going on, but everybody was still scared of the area. So we went and the whole place was deserted. We had pretty much like every place to ourselves. It was great.
All right.
But we went there to visit friends. That's the short
Okay,
answer.
long and short.
I'm going to insert a question here as well. Everyone knows that the pyramids were built by aliens. Are the Davises expats from Mars?
No, it's a Venus. Yeah.
Okay.
Venus.
So-
All right,
so-
Venus.
That's good. That's a good
planet.
answer. That's a good answer. Okay, Deidre.
Mars actually doesn't, they don't have the capabilities for interplanetary travel. It's Venus because Venus has a much heavier atmosphere. So they have a lot more of the technology to get through that atmosphere and get to Earth. Mars's atmosphere is like 3% the size of Earth.
Deidre, are your mowers here?
Possible.
I hear a blower. It's throwing me off my game. I'm not gonna
All
lie.
right, yeah, send them to my house after.
Hold on one second.
But that was an atmospheric test, Heath, and you passed. So congratulations.
Would you like me to go ahead and ask my third
Yeah,
question?
go ahead and
Question?
ask. I don't know
Okay.
when she's going to get back.
So we've all seen the movie The Mummy. So that I with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. So I'm envisioning that as and you as a part of that. So was this camel activity? Was this some sort of excursion type activity that you could pay to do, or was just something where you walk by and you're like, hey, camels, let's hop on and just go for it?
Yeah, it was the former, but
Okay.
a little bit of sprinkle of the latter. So we were at Giza visiting the main pyramids, and there was an excursion that they were offering that was kind of an optional thing that we could go, that our tour guide highly recommended, about some very obscure ruins that predated the big pyramids, and you can get there by camel, and it's 4 or 5 miles further east, whichever way the desert is from Giza, 4 or 5 miles that way, and you ride the camels for a few hours, and then you go and see these ruins that they're really kind of not all that impressive. They're just like, it's just cool to be like, nobody ever comes out here.
Right, and you rode a camel to get there. I'm here for that.
I like it.
Very good. Deidre, assuming that the mowers have been satiated in some way, I think this is your last question.
Yes, I would like to know about the smell of the camel. Can you describe that?
I don't remember. I'm sure it smelled like camel manure.
Stinking cow.
I'm sure it smelled rather musty and dirty, but
I can smell it in my mind, like right now.
but boy, that was a while ago.
I can smell it in my mind. I'll just make this.
All right. These are good questions. Really good questions today, ladies. Really good intel, Heath. Now it's time. The time of decision has come. What are you girls thinking?
I feel like this was a lot of information from Heath, and he knows it quite well, just all the way down to the details of the Davises and Venus. So I'm going to go with this is a true statement.
Deidre?
That's a lot. Yes, and I feel like you have a lot of good information too. But I'm going to tell you, I know if I rode a camel, I'm going to know if it smelled bad or not. So I'm going to go with false, that this is a false statement. Had a lot of good information, but maybe it wasn't Egypt. Maybe it was someplace else. Maybe it wasn't a camel. Maybe it was an elephant.
Ooh.
We'll see.
Ooh, woo, hoo, 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 hoo. Well, this is split decision. This is big. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say true. I'm gonna go. There's a lot of good detail. So if you're fooling me on the Venus thing, then I support you. I don't know a lot of expats in Egypt. That is questioning, but But I'm gonna say true. So Keith Bromley, and my everyone wants to know, especially my dog barking in the
What
background.
does the dog think?
Well, she's just kind of mad, honestly. Yeah, and I think she thinks you're lying because she's just kind of like that.
Oh,
But it's a good
we're at
question.
2 and 2. Okay.
2 and 2. What's it gonna be?
It is for sure the truth.
The truth. In your
So odd
face,
that I
Zora
would
the
get it
dog.
wrong. So odd that I got it wrong.
Very good. That's a great story.
It is a good
I
story.
enjoyed that greatly. And it's actually interesting because I have a very good friend, my travel buddy, went to Egypt about the same time when everyone was scared to go, but it wasn't as scary as everybody was making
right.
me
You
out
can
to
see
be.
a lot of the
And she-
aftermath.
Yeah, and she had the place to herself. Like she
Yeah.
had the best time.
Even like there was still not a lot of, I don't know, authority presence, or even like the security measures and stuff were all like, people were standing around but they didn't care. You walk through the metal detector, it would go off and nobody would.
Oh, well, that's
So that was-
disconcerting.
That was a little disconcerting.
I may not go. I may not
There were
go.
parts of the museum in Cairo that were like still charred and like burned.
I may not go.
But we had a tour guide, and she basically like showed up to our residence every day and was like with us everywhere, and it was so fun, so much information. Highly recommend. Again, it was in like 2009, so I was not paying for it myself, so I have no idea how expensive that endeavor was to have a tour guide show up to your residence every day
That's very
and
cool.
take you forever.
That's awesome.
But it
That's really cool. All right, Heath. Well, we could tell travel stories together forever because I am here for that. But we're really glad that you didn't get murdered in Egypt, so you can be in Spam-A-Lot. Can't wait to see it.
I'm
and,
so excited.
and thank you for playing the game today.
Bye, girls.
All right, bye.
I thought for sure the camel was the answer. Oh well, maybe next time. I think I say that every week. Well, now it's time to head over to a little segment that gives us a look each week at behind the scenes at RCT. Laura, take it away.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes, just a little glimpse behind the curtain here at RCT. You know, clothes make a statement and costumes definitely tell a story. And this week we're working really hard on opening Monty Python's Spam-A-Lot, and costumes are a huge part of this show. It's a task to select, size, alter, and make costumes for the show. It's a cast of 17 socially distanced actors, and I would say each of them has 4 to 5, if not 6 to 7 costumes each. So we have been working really hard to pull all those together this week. And we actually have a huge costume shop as part of our theater where costumes for shows are inventoried and stocked. And we actually have costume rentals available for local theaters, and we actually do a lot of rentals to different people, schools and universities for their upcoming shows. And we have costumes, everything from Matilda to Pride and Prejudice. But I wanted to give you a little glimpse of some of the stuff I have actually been working on this week. This is actually one of my costume pieces as the Lady of the Lake. And as you can see, these are kind of individually applied leaves that I've actually individually painted and with glitter glue and put on there. And I actually been working on this as well as the Laker girls today, and working on all their costumes and putting their leaves and their glitter and everything, making them fabulous. So my job, I wear a lot of different hats at RCT. So it was actually a fun day. We did a lot of crafting, and you can actually see all the little burn marks from hot glue on my fingers that happened. But we've been working really hard to pull Spam-A-Lot together for you, so you can see our beautiful costumes and enjoy our socially distanced performance. So that's a look behind the scenes here at RCT, what we have going on this week. And we're back to you, Deidre.
Laura, I could watch you talk about costumes all day.
My fingers can't though. They're over it. They're like, oh, it hurt.
I don't know if people know, but you are like the costume extraordinaire maker. I mean, when you get a hold of a costume to zhuzh it up.
I'm good with a hot glue gun, although during quarantine, I actually did learn how to use a sewing machine. So I actually do know how to sew now. So I feel like I could do something from scratch. If you give me a picture, probably can copy it or something.
You are
close.
Triple threat.
Super
Triple threat.
If it doesn't involve a hot glue gun, I'm not able to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, while I pick this popcorn kernel off of mine too. Hey, Rachel, do you have a little local business or restaurant to tell us about, huh?
You know that I do, Deidre. Yeah, this has kind of been a dangerous episode, just generally speaking, because Doritos are delicious. I can't just not eat them. I think that's Lay's. You can't eat just once. It's true for Doritos too, but it does make it difficult to continue to stay on task and talk about the things that we are supposed to talk about. Like, for instance, the wonderful restaurant of the week that we have spotlighted, which is Table 13. Table 13 is in Addison. It's located at Beltline and Inwood Road. It offers vintage-inspired food and beverage service in a distinct upscale atmosphere reminiscent of the early 1960s. So doesn't that make you want to go and like old-fashioned get dressed up for dinner and go out?
The pearls, yes.
Yeah, and heels, pantyhose, definitely eyelashes.
I think you lost me at pantyhose. You lost me at pantyhose.
Okay, well, all of these things might scare the other patrons at Table 13, but don't let that stop you because it sounds like a super fun restaurant. I'm going to go check it out and hope you do as well.
That sounds great, Rachel. Thanks so much. And here we are, ladies, at the end of episode 46. We're so glad for all of you who are watching. Thanks for joining us. And we hope to see you soon over at Spamalot. So grab those tickets. I think I heard that one night is already sold out. I'm not kidding. These are going fast. So grab them while you can, right?
Right.
Looking forward to seeing you, Laura, on stage. And, you know, we're just so looking forward to getting back together again next week. So until we can see you again, I am.
You are.
We are.
RCT.
Okay, Deidre by herself.
All right, I'm not Deidre.
For everybody but Deidre.
That's Deidre by herself.
Oh no.
Rachel needs to write a quarantine confessional about that.
I put chips on my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Like I
Oh,
make a
peanut butter and
sandwich.
jelly.
It's so delicious. You just have that little crunch, little salt.
Yeah. But here's the
Here
thing.
for that.
I do not like crunchy peanut butter.
The sad thing was I was in Camelot, like, I don't know, it was probably 35 years ago. So,
35 years ago, you would have been like 9 years old.
okay.
Sorry, we're friends.
I'll take it.
Because if you were 35, then that makes me like 31 or 32.
Sure. Yes.
You're
it
welcome.
does.
You're
Absolutely.
welcome.
But I do enjoy peanut butter and jelly sandwich to this day.
Right.
Well, I have to go, and I need 60 seconds to go relieve the nanny because Ollie's stuck in a meeting, and so now we'll have a small angry co-host here in a moment. I'm a terrible skier. I don't really like it, but I love conceptually skiing and being in pretty places.
What flavors do they have in there?
Oh, my favorite are cherry, grape, cola, and orange, but I don't like the root beer. Blech, blech. I just got one.
That's how I feel about licorice.
Meet me at the ladies' room. I'll be back real soon. I don't know if they were fighting in that song. I don't remember. Hey, all right, sorry. That was, oh Lord. Oh, it's too much. Mommy, I tried to take off shoes. The shoes were held. The shoes were taken off. Okay.
Oh no.
All right, it's okay, everyone. The shoes came off. All right, let me catch my breath.
Good.
All right.
Have a couple of Doritos or anything before you get started, or you okay? All
Just
right.
have a little LaCroix.
Where everybody go?
All right,
She's back.
I got Dorito breath already.
Nice.
Doritos are delicious, y'all.
Yeah,
Have you
I
had a
can't smell
Dorito lately?
Eat it, Rachel. Just take it
You know I
all.
will. You know I will.
Oh,
No chip left behind.
Take a break.
Take a break. Let's go upstate.
Oh, we have got the bloopers on this one.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Good ones. Bye.
Thank